Hi friends, I am going to go over lesson 9-10 with you. Hopefully you watch this before you do your Pearson lesson. We're going to be going over math practices and problem solving. A few vocabulary terms that you're going to want to know going into this lesson is the word least. So think in your head what the word least means, and it means the smallest. So if least means the smallest, then think in your head, what does greatest mean? Greatest means the most. So we're going to be talking about least, greatest, and then this word place value. What do you think of when you hear place value? Hopefully you're thinking about ones, tens, and hundreds because that is place value. Okay, so in today's lesson, you are going to be sorting some numbers. And I'm going to put some numbers here on the paper. And you can follow along at home with your own paper. Oops, sorry. Okay, so my numbers are 600, 800, 500, 700, and 900. I want to put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So all of these numbers, when I look at them, and I'm going to change my marker here. When I look at them, I noticed that they all have hundreds, tens, and ones place value. I'm going to label each of them with an H for hundreds, T for tens, and O for ones. So let's take a look at each number. If I look here in the hundreds place, I see a 6. In the number 800, I have an 8 in the hundreds place. 500, I have the number 5. 700, I have the number 7. And in 900, I have the number 9. If I look at the tens, tens place is a 0. 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 Do you see a pattern with the tens place? I notice that they're all zeros. In the ones place, 0, ones place, 0, ones place, 0, ones place, 0, ones place, 0. What do you notice about the ones place? That's right, they're all zeros. Now, when I look at hundreds, tens, and ones, this place value, which is the greatest place value? Ones, tens, or hundreds? Hopefully you're thinking hundreds because hundreds is the greatest place value here. And that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with the greatest place value, which is hundreds. So if I'm going from least to greatest, least means smallest, I want to find the smallest hundreds place. So I have a 6, an 8, a 5, a 7, and a 9. What is the smallest hundreds that I have? Hopefully you're thinking 500. So I'm going to list 500 as my first number. So I'm done with this one. I'm going to get it out of the way. So now I have 6, 8, 7, 9. What do you think is going to come next? 600. I'm done with that. Now I have 8, 7, and 9. What do you think is going to come next? 700. I have 8 and I have 9 left. What's next? 800. And my last one, 900. So now I have these numbers in order from least to greatest. So now what I want to think about is there a pattern that you see here? It goes 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. What do you think the pattern is? I want you to think about what place value is changing. Is the hundreds changing in each of them? Is the tens changing in each of them? Is the ones changing in each of them? Hopefully you see that it is the hundreds place that is changing in each of them. How much is it going up? If I look at that hundreds place, how much is it going up by in each number? Just one, but not just one, 100. So the pattern is that the numbers increase by 100. They increase by 100. Let's try another one. I'm going to write down some numbers. And I want to, again, I would like to put them in order from least to greatest. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put those place values, HTO, 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 HTO. Remember, H is for hundreds, T is for tens, O is for ones. So now I'm going to start with my greatest place value. What is the greatest place value here? Is it ones, tens, or hundreds? Hundreds. So let's look at the hundreds place. I have a 2, I have a 2, I have a 2, and I have a 2. What do they all have in common? They're all 2s. Okay, so those are all the same. So I'm going to move on now to the next place value here, which will be the tens. I have a 2, I have a 1, I have a 3, and I have a 4. Well, those are different, but I want to put them in order from least to greatest. So we're going to take a look at that tens place. Do you see one that is the smallest tens place? We have 2, 1, 3, and 4. Hopefully you see that 1 is the smallest number. So in all of the tens. So I'm going to use this number as my smallest, 210. Done with that. Let's look at the next one. I have a 2, a 3, and a 4. Which one do you think is going to come next? That's right. 220. Now I have a 3 and I have a 4. 3 will come next. So my next number is 230. And my last number, 240. Now, what is the pattern? I have put them in order from least to greatest, but I want to know what the pattern is. The last one we were increasing by 100. Is my hundreds place changing? Nope. 2, 2, 2, 2. How about my tens place? Is my tens place changing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is. By how much? The pattern here is going to be that my numbers are going to increase by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 210, 220, 230, 240. If my numbers continue to increase by 10, what's the next number? Well, I know my hundreds place is going to stay the same. I know that my tens place is increasing by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 4? That's right, 5. Let's look at that ones place. 0, 0, 0, 0. What do they all have in common? They're all 0. My next number will be 250. Let's do one more, and then we have a word problem to look at. Here are my next set of numbers. I have 875, 475, 675, 575, 775. Some of you, when I say that those numbers out loud, you might already hear or see a pattern going on. So again, I want to order them from least to greatest. So I'm going to put those place values, HTO. What does H stand for? Hundreds. T, tens. O, ones. Let's put our HTOs on each of those numbers. Okay, let's start with the hundreds, because that is my greatest place value. I have an 8, a 4, a 6, a 5, and a 7. Those are definitely different. But let's take a look at the tens place as well. Tens place, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. All the tens are 7s. Let's look at the ones place. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. All of the ones are 5s. So the only one that I see that is changed is the hundreds place. Now let's look at that hundreds place a little closer. I have 8, 4, 6, 5, and 7. Which one is the smallest or the least? 4. My first number is going to be 475. 8, 6, 5, 7. What's next? 575. Okay, I have 8, I have 6, and I have 7. What's next? 675. I have 8 and I have 7. What's next? 775. And last, 875. Okay, let's talk pattern. Which place value was the one that was changing? It was the hundreds. And how much was it increasing by? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just one, but it's not just one, it's 100. So the pattern is increase by 100. What do you think the next number will be? If this pattern continues, what is my next number? Well, if it's just the hundreds place that is changing, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What comes after 8? 9. There's my hundreds. I'm going to put a T and O because I need to fill those in. Let's go back and look at those tens. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. I know my tens place is going to be 7. How about the ones? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. They're all 5s. My next number is 975. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at a word problem. Okay. It says, Ben delivered mail to 4 houses numbered 230, 225, 235, and 240. He started at the house with the least number and continued to the house with the greatest number. What is the order of the houses? Okay, so I want to know if he went in order from least to greatest. I now need to order these from least to greatest. So again, if you're working with me at home, you can write these numbers down on a piece of paper. 230, 225, 235, and 240. Let's go ahead and label them. HTO, 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 HTO. All right, I have my hundreds, tens, and ones labeled. So I want them from least to greatest. Which place value am I going to look at first? The hundreds. That is the greatest place value. So I have 2, 2, 2, 2. What do they all have in common? 2. Since they're all the same, I'm going to move on to the next number, the tens. And I have 3, 2, 3, 4. Those are different. Some of them are the same. Did you notice? But some of them are different. Let's go to the ones place. 0, 5, 5, and 0. Interesting. Okay. Well, if I want to order these from least to greatest, then I need to figure out which one is the smallest. They all have the same hundreds, but they don't all have the same tens. So let me look at the tens again. I have a 3, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Which one is the smallest? 2. So this is going to be my first number, 225. Now let's see what's left. 3, 3, 4. Well, 3 is smaller than 4, but which one am I going to write first? Since both of these numbers are the same, let's go to the ones. 0, 5. What's smaller, 0 or 5? 0. My next number will be 230. That means my number after that will be 235. And my last number, 240. Let's look at the numbers in order. 225, 230, 235, 240. Do you know what the pattern is? Okay, well, let's take a look here. I'm going to go ahead again. Let me change my marker here. And I'm going to put that HTO. Some of you probably already figured out what the pattern is. HTO, HTO. All right, hundreds. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, I know it's not increasing by 100. Let's look at the tens. 2, 3, 3, 5, 4, sorry, 4. Now the tens place is changing. So I'm going to take a look also at the ones place. And I notice that there is 5, 0, 5, 0. Do you see a pattern there with the ones place? 5, 0, 5, 0. What could this be increasing by? Well, I know that if I skip count by 5s, 25, 30, 35, 40, they must be skip counting by 5s. So the pattern is that they are increase by 5. If they continue to increase by 5, what are the next 3 numbers? So right now we're at 240. What is 240 plus 5? 245. 245 increased by 5, or 5 more? 250. Plus 5 more? 250. 55. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing in your next lesson, 9-10. You're going to be ordering numbers from least to greatest, looking for patterns, and trying to find the next numbers. Good luck.